Thank you, Mr. Chair, committee members, and council staff. My name is Leesa Manion, and I serve as our King County Prosecuting Attorney. I've been asked to share with the Budget and Fiscal Management Committee the potential impacts upon the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office and our King County communities if the PAO, and that stands for Prosecuting Attorney's Office, were forced to cut its budget by $15.5 million, an amount proposed just a few weeks ago. The impacts of a budget cut of this magnitude will not make sense without first understanding how things currently stand at the PAO. The PAO currently has 150 criminal deputy prosecuting attorneys, also referred to as DPAs. Each year, these 150 DPAs, on average, review 10,500 adult and juvenile criminal investigations that are referred to our office by King County's 39 separate law enforcement agencies. My DPAs review these investigations to determine whether to file or decline charges based on the evidence presented by law enforcement. When there is sufficient evidence, we file appropriate charges. When there is insufficient evidence, we decline to file charges. This is a responsibility and function borne solely by the PAO, not the court, not law enforcement, not public defense. Of these 10,500 referrals, the PAO files roughly 5,000 adult felony cases, roughly 2,900 adult misdemeanor cases, and roughly 1,000 juvenile cases each year. My DPAs decline, file, negotiate, plea, try, and resolve a combined total of more than 10,000 adult and juvenile criminal cases each year. This is a heavy and serious workload for only 150 criminal DPAs. Each of my homicide DPAs are assigned, on average, 30 active homicide cases. They are also called out to homicide crime scenes at all hours of the day and night in all parts of King County to assist law enforcement with their investigations. In 2014, they were called to 114 crime scenes to seek warrants and to review potential evidence. My 3 felony traffic DPAs are assigned 68 vehicular homicide and assault cases, each case involving a victim who was killed or gravely injured as a result of a dangerous driver. In each case that goes to trial, there are 2 assigned public defenders to outnumber my single DPA. My violent crime DPAs have approximately 1,550 cases involving firearms, serious bodily assaults, robberies, and domestic violence. My special assault DPAs have approximately 550 cases involving child homicides, child abuse and neglect, and sexual assault cases involving adult and child victims. Each day, my office files between 20 to 30 serious cases. Some of these cases involve property crimes such as car theft or burglary. I have heard these crimes sometimes mischaracterized as minor. In 2024, my office filed 654 auto theft cases and 342 commercial burglary cases. Each of these 996 crimes caused real harm to victims and cost them thousands of dollars in financial loss and damage. These are not minor or inconsequential crimes. I currently have only 1 dedicated gun violence DPA, 1 dedicated hate crimes DPA, 3 dedicated felony traffic DPAs, and only 2 grant-funded retail crime DPAs. To be clear, our communities would feel safer, and there would be more certain and appropriate accountability if I had at least 5 more dedicated DPAs reviewing, filing, and trying cases in each of these more challenging areas. And this is not to suggest that there are a sufficient number of DPAs in other areas of our criminal practice. My DPAs, my legal service professionals, and victim advocates work extremely hard to serve our county. My DPAs work long days, often well into the evening and on most weekends, missing time at home with family and loved ones. They are witnesses to heartbreak and extraordinary harm. They are emotionally impacted by their cases and the experience of crime victims and survivors. And even with all my employees' dedication and hard work, I know that there are cries from our community to file charges against additional graffiti taggers, additional repeat property offenders, additional large-scale drug dealers. Our communities are calling for additional security and safety and appropriate and measured accountability for crimes that have substantial impacts on our neighborhoods. My employees work at the PAO because they are committed to public safety and public service, but we need more resources, and so do our law enforcement partners. This is what a $15 million budget cut to the PAO means to the residents of King County. $15.5 million is the salary and benefit costs of 90 deputy prosecuting attorneys. That is more than half my current number of criminal practice DPAs. The King County Department of Public Defense, also referred to as DPD, has approximately 290 public defense attorneys compared to my 150 criminal practice DPAs. DPD handles somewhere between 85 to 90% of all cases filed by my office. Private defense counsel handle the remaining 10 to 15% of our filed cases. Public defenders do not have the responsibility to review, file, or decline charges, nor do they handle any criminal appeals. DPD's proposed budget cut is $3 million compared to the PAO's $15.5 million cut. And this is after this council increased DPD's budget by $5 million in the 2024 supplemental budget process. While some may want to characterize my remarks as targeted toward public defense, I want to be crystal clear. I believe in public defense. Public defenders are an essential part of a fair and effective justice system. I care if and when our public defenders are overworked. I also care that my DPAs are overworked and carrying caseloads that are far too heavy. I care that there are individuals who are being trafficked and sexually exploited. They need access to services, and they need us to go after buyers. I care that there are people who struggle with substance use, behavioral health, and mental health challenges. They need therapeutic alternatives designed to treat the underlying root causes of their criminal behavior. I care that there are small business owners who have experienced repeated vandalism, who have repaired more windows than they can afford, and have painted over more graffiti than they can keep track of. I care that there are young people making their first encounter with our criminal legal system. We must offer swift and effective interventions to stop behavior that can escalate or lead to more serious crimes. And I care that each of you, who rely upon the sage advice and wisdom of my civil division attorneys, will lose access to some of the talented attorneys who help you move the dial on important social justice, environmental, housing, transportation, and public health issues in every part of King County. Many of my civil division attorneys are funded by King County's general fund and will also be impacted by our proposed $15.5 million budget cut. We in the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office work hard for the residents of King County, and we work hard for you, our King County Council. We work long days and weekends because we are committed to making our community stronger and more equitable, to improving public safety, and to ensuring that the most vulnerable among us get the help they need to have safe and healthy lives. We are 100% committed, but we need more resources simply to keep up with our current workload and the increased cries for improved public safety. We cannot afford to lose 90 deputy prosecuting attorneys. That would be a giant step backwards for the safety and security in King County. Thank you.